Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. It is Thursday, November 9th, 2023. My name's Jennifer Cotton, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas. That means I teach people how to make greeting cards, scrapbook pages, gift packaging, and more with stamps, ink, paper, and lots of cool tools. So, good morning and welcome on this slightly rainy Thursday morning here in Midlothian. Um, Due to that, my internet has blinked out twice. There it goes again. Okay, the internet just blinked out again. So if the screen goes black, hang around and see if I come back today, or like on that same video, or if I go live again. Anyway, good morning. Thank you guys for being here. Hello to Terry, first one on this morning. Good morning to you. Xana, we'll watch replay. No problem, Xana. Have a good afternoon over there. Cindy, good morning. Good morning. Let's see, to Kelly. Good to see you. Nancy, good morning. Denise, good morning in Colorado. V, good morning to you. Mary Ann, yes, exactly. Drizzly morning. Drizzle equals bad internet at my house. Jackie, good morning. Cindy, good morning to you. Lori, liked and shared. Thank you so much, Lori. Cindy, thanks for sharing. And Cindy D, thanks for sharing. Pat, good morning to you. Thanks for sharing as well. Landa, good morning. V gets Wi-Fi problems when the Santa Ana winds are here in California. That makes sense as well. Melly, good morning or good afternoon to you. Good morning for us here. And Kelly, good morning. All right, so my name's Jennifer Cotton. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I have been doing this now. Well, as of November 20th, it will be 22 years since I joined Stampin' Up! And I do currently do this as my full-time job. So welcome. Thank you for being here. It does help me if you watch the video, if you like the video, if you comment, thumbs up, etc. on YouTube and Facebook. It all helps me. So thank you very much. As a reminder, let me grab my thing here. Later today in YouTube, I will add the timestamps for the video, which will allow you to skip around to certain sections like the stamping or the specials or whatever you want to skip to that I put in there. That's a manual thing I have to do, so I'll do it this afternoon. And tomorrow, November 10th, I'll put a link over here to take you straight to my blog, stamptherapist.com. Anyway, those are some admin things I do after the video. And as you come on, please do say hi, make a comment, whatever you want to say, and you will be entered to win the 3 cards I'm going to make today with the Joy of Noel Bundle. So here's the bundle. Here's the dies. I'll show you the whole bundle when I start making the cards after I talk about my events and specials. But the cards, okay, so first of all, comment on the video. That helps me out. I'll enter you to win those cards. YouTube, Facebook, replay, live. All of it counts. Even on YouTube, on the replay, you can't comment in the chat, but you can comment as a comment on a YouTube video, and that counts. And then, what was I going to say? Oh, if you share the video, like lots of people have done already, like Pat, for example, she commented that she shared, so I will know to enter her a second time. I don't get notified when people share the video. It's very far and few between. So that's the only way I know. But of course, if you share the video, maybe you'll have a friend who will like it. And that helps me out in my business. So that's why you get that extra entry. Sandy, good morning. Yay. Stella, good morning. Yes, having internet issues. It's crazy. Kylie, good morning to you. Let me remove this Facebook notification reminding me to go live at 9 a.m. Central. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys about my events. Let me put the screen up. So I offer lots of events every single month that anyone can take advantage of in the United States. They are in person, some are in person, all are offered to go. all include a PDF tutorial with step-by-step instructions and detailed, very detailed instructions and measurements. We cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything unless otherwise stated in the registration. You will cut your own designer paper and kit components, and you can get the tutorials only anywhere in the US. Tutorials available to anyone in the US, but you do have to register for those during the class registration process. Good morning, Diane. Okay, so what I have coming up, and I have sneak peeks of almost everything, so get ready for some fun sneak peeks. No, I have 4 classes every month: card, scrapbook, stamp a stack, and sampler. They happen in person every month, same day, same time, one day for all 4 in DeSoto, Texas. So that date is November 18th. So it's not this Saturday, but next, because this Saturday is my team gathering here in Texas for the Stampin' Up! On stage. But anyway, November 18th in person, or mailed November 20th. All of these, of course, are offered to go as well. So card and scrapbook are $15 each, free with a $20 order. Now you do have to register for them still, because that's how I know how many class packets to cut. And then you can place the order, or I can invoice you the $15. So card class is 4 cards for $15, free with a $20 order. I've made 2 of the cards, and I still need to make the other 2. But we're using the Trucking Along bundle for 2. And then I'm going to grab this stamp set. The Cheers to the Season stamp set for the other 2. So I just have not made those cards yet at all. Coming soon. They will be Christmas themed though. Even though there's like a fall in here, we're doing Christmas themed. The whole class is Christmas. So there's 2 plus 2 more. That's card class. Register by November 16th or while supplies last. I do run out of that class pretty much every month. So register sooner the better. Let me put that down and put these over here. Okay, next is scrapbook class, 3 12x12 pages for $15, free with a $20 order. This month we're using Christmas classics and Merry and Bright. So every month we do 3 pages. So last month, this was one of the 3 pages. Super cute, huh? Look at all the shininess. This month we'll make page 2 to that one. And I might have to replace this silver glimmer. I don't know if I have enough. It's sold out. So we might do silver instead, like foil. But anyway, and then we're going to make these 2 pages this month. I can figure out my angles when I hold up 12x12 stuff. With the Christmas Classics bundle. I am going to add some ribbon to this one. I didn't have enough. It's a whole thing. So when an order comes in today, I'm going to add ribbon to that page. Okay, so that is scrapbook class. Register by same date as card, November 16th, while supplies last. Again, I usually sell out of that one before the deadline. Okay, next is the sampler club or class. This sampler and Stamp a Stack are priced differently. They include over $20 in merchandise. It's $24 to $25 in merchandise every month. Sampler is a 12x12 piece of framed art. I'm going to show you the samplers for this month, but here's an example of one framed. So it looks great in your craft room, in your home, in your friends' homes. You can, they make great gifts, great host gifts. The holiday season's coming up. You're going to want to take a little gift when you go to people's houses. I'm giving you 3 to choose from this month. You can take all 3 if you want. I'm going to have to wipe this side of my mouth. Hold on. I think it's skin. There we go. Okay. Now I can quit messing with that. So 3 samplers to choose from, but one of them is a club. You can join the sampler club. You can get a packet sent to you every month to make the sampler. And we cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible. You cut your designer paper and stamp and assemble with my PDF instructions, unless you're local. If you're local, you can attend in person, or you can check out the supplies for me and stamp at home. So club is the Merry and Bright bundle. I made this sampler yesterday. I love it. I hope y'all do too. It's very shiny, sparkly, festive as heck. Again, it will decorate your home beautifully, or it will be a great gift to give to someone else. Think of this. You go to their house at the, for a Christmas party or a holiday time gathering, whatever it is, and you give them one of these framed. All right, that's all I'm giving y'all. So register for that by November 12th, this Sunday, November 12th. You can purchase tutorials only. The way I sell these is all 4 monthly classes this month, plus the 2 bonus samplers, 6 PDFs for $30. Usually it's 4 for $30. That's in the class registration. So if you want the PDFs only, you click sign up for the 4 monthly classes, which by the way, you can only do 1, 2, 3, or 4. And then you just select tutorials only. Okay. So I think you're going to love it. You can join the club or you can just do it alone. The pricing is club is only $35. Again, you get about $25 in merchandise. And we cut, die, cut, punch, and emboss, and you get a PDF tutorial. It's an amazing deal. After 6 consecutive months in club, you get $25 in merchandise of your choice. But you can cancel at any time. You can cancel after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 or 5. If you stay 6 months, you get the free stuff. Stampin stack. Oh, sorry, I have 2 more samplers. So I always offer 3 Christmas samplers. I always offer 3. The other 2 are not part of the club, but you can add them on if you're a club member, or you can just take them individually. So again, when you register, you can take 1, 2, or all 3 samplers. So the first one here is Merriest Trees. Ready for your sneak peek? Merriest Trees sampler. I think you're going to love it as well. And then the last one is the Very Cute sampler. And of course, who doesn't love the Very Cute bundle from Stampin' Up? You're going to love all 3 of them, I think. Honestly, I was very proud of them this month. So that's what you have to choose from there on samplers. They're all, so $37 for non-club members, $35 for club members. Join the club or just register for the classes. But either one is November 9th. 12th is your deadline. Not the 9th. That's today. November 12th is your deadline. Terry, I love her comment. Trucking cute. Back to the card samples, I'm assuming. Thank you, Terry. I missed it. Valley Chick, good morning. Shannon, good morning. Who else? Xana popping in and out. Lots happening here. Dad's out of hospital and lots going on. Hope everything's okay. Marcella, good morning. Terry, good morning. Linda in Idaho. Ooh, heading out for breakfast and get groceries. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you. Oh, by the way, my team gets all my tutorials for free. Cindy's part of the team. You get all the, I know Cindy knows this, but y'all get all the tutorials for free. So just join my team. Good morning, Shirley. And thanks for sharing, Shirley. Okay. So then the last class is Stampin' Stack. It's 12 cards for 15. Erase that. 12 cards, 4 designs, 3 of each, using the Joy of Noel Bundle. So guess what I'm going to make on the video today? The Stampin' Stack cards. So I make 4 designs, but we cut for you 3 of each. That is 12 cards. Over $20 in merchandise. It's about $24 to $25. This month it comes out to about $24 and some change in merchandise. Cut, die, cut, punch, emboss, and $35 for club members, $37 for non. Join the club by the 12th, Sunday. So you'll see those cards when I make them today. All right, bingo. I really think y'all should take this bingo because I think these projects are so cute. So bingo is like a class that includes games for prizes. So it is a class that includes games for prizes. So this time we're making 6 projects, 4 large gift tags. See how large they are? These ones right here. They're really large. And 2 gift card holders. 2 gift card holders. Bingo is all to go. It's all online. It's on Zoom on December 7th. Register by November 26th, and we will mail your packet by November 30th. That'll give it over 7 days to get to you. And then you can come on to the Zoom. We can play games to give away those prizes, a few $100s. And then we will stamp together at the end. And that is the fun part because you get to interact with me and other stampers and crafters and chit chat. And it's just a fun stamping evening together. So December 7th, holiday bingo. I do have a graphic. I know I just showed you the actual projects, but let's just take a look so you can kind of get another sneak peek there of the 6 projects for this bingo. Okay, don't forget I have retreats coming up in person in March and June 2024, March 28th, June 20th, Temple, Texas, 8-foot table, bed, meals, tons of lighting, place to do my classes, April's classes, and our make and takes using our supplies. You can use our punches, dies, and stamps while you're there. It's pretty amazing. And those will be offered to go as well, which, by the way, many people in my team get to see the catalog and the Stampin' Up! World. The new catalogs that we'll be using for the March retreat, we get to see those Saturday. So very exciting. We even get to order some of that stuff Saturday if we want. We don't have to. And anyway, so April and I will start thinking about what we're going to use in those retreats as soon as we see it. But of course, I have like 5,000 other events to plan. So it's like, okay, I'm using this bundle for whatever. So we can't use that for a retreat. We'll use this instead. So there's a lot of thinking involved. Okay, and last but not least, thank you, Cindy. Really enjoyed bingo. Woohoo. Thank you, Sandy, about the samplers. I hope y'all like them. Hey, Tommy, good morning to you. Thanks for sharing, Marcella. I'm mixing up words today. Okay, so crafting cruise, January 28th, 2024. Just contact our travel agent, which I can give you the info. These are some pictures from 2023. We will be on a different ship this year, Harmony of the Seas, out of Galveston, Texas, on January 28th, cruising to Mexico, well, Honduras, Costa Maya, and Cozumel. But anyway, it's going to be fun. You get to add on the crafting portion if you choose. You can bring other family members and friends. It doesn't matter, whoever you bring that doesn't want to craft, they don't have to. You just add on the crafting portion for whoever's doing that. And we just have a few spots left and it's getting close to the cutoff. So if you want to go on that, register now. Also, we have a cruise in January 2025 out of Galveston, Texas on Harmony of the Seas as well. Okay, those are events. Thank you, Cindy. Did I say that already? Cindy says really enjoyed bingo. I think I did put that on the screen. Thank you, Cindy. Okay, links to all this stuff will be in the email that goes out at 1 o'clock today. So make sure you are on my email list. You can join it right now up here in YouTube, down here on Facebook. Right? No. Up here on Facebook, down here on YouTube. I'm like picturing it in my head. Facebook is above, YouTube is below. I've got the links there already to join my email list. Okay, I did want to show y'all some stuff from our last retreat, and some of it, like I have some stuff under my pointing down camera, but some of it's too tall. So we had our retreat a couple of weeks ago, and we mailed the to-go packets already, and hopefully you guys have received those and taken a look inside. I'm just going to show some of the gifts. I don't have the projects over here because honestly, they're still on the display boards that we take to the event. But I do have the class projects over here that I'll show you. So this was one of our gifts everybody received. And inside is, and there were different designs, so I don't know who got what. But inside is an adorable little like metal mug and some hot cocoa. Super cute. That was one of our retreat gifts. When you join our retreats in person or to go, you receive a bunch of gifts from us. Okay, then we had this, and there were a few different designs of a hand towel for the kitchen, of course. But this was how it was all wrapped up. And thank you, Cindy. Hey, Charlotte, good morning. Zana, thank you. Okay, I'm going to open this one. I think I have to pull it off. I forgot. It's not a bow. Anyway, there were different towels, 3 different designs. 3. By the way, I can get you all the Amazon links to most of this stuff if you need it. The 3 towels, they're really nice. I've I had an extra one that I kept for myself, and I washed it already. It came out good. But anyway, just a kitchen hand towel. I, of course, thought that was cute with the truck, but they didn't all have trucks on them. That was another gift they received. They received this gift here. This is one of our Stampin' Up! Boxes that we carry right now currently. And inside, isn't that cute? I'm going to undo the bow now. Inside was the Simply, this is called Simply Elegant Trim. By the way, this box is actually a gift card holder. And so I gave this to everybody to be able to use. You just add adhesive here, your own adhesive, and glue it down, and then it kind of pops up, and there's little slits to place your gift card in. Pretty cute. But you can just use it as a box like I did as well. So there was that one. And then this gift. So April wrapped this one up, and she had ordered these cello bags for the gifts, and then the gifts wouldn't fit in the cello bag. So she improvised and wrapped the cellophane bag around the gift, which you can easily remove here. See how it's a cellophane bag? And you can reuse that cellophane bag. So that was pretty cool. And then what's in the box, oh, she actually did it where you can open it from the side, is these sequins right here that would easily integrate with all of the make and takes we did at the retreat. Okay, so that was super cute. Yay, Mary Jo, I'm glad you love your retreat box. Okay, so there was that one. And then in this bag, I put some other stuff that wasn't, I don't even remember what I put in here, but I put extra stuff. But what was in this bag, which there were like 6 different designs, so you got some design. And there's a little tag on it. Our theme was the joy of Christmas sweet, by the way, of our make and takes. So inside was 2 storage containers. This one, which Karen Bray is the one who turned me onto these. She uses them in stamping for separating little different parts of a project. So you might have all your punched hearts, all your, I don't know what, but because I can't think right now, all your die cut whatever, and all your ribbons or whatever it is. She actually uses multiple of these, and she uses it for class preparation if you're a demonstrator. So like if we cut 50 hearts, they're all in here, and then you grab one for each person or whatever. Anyway, so we got that one. And then, yeah, inside mine, I put a bunch of gifts I received from people, but this is the other container everyone received, which is just a perfect little size to put any kind of crafting stuff in. Also makeup, also kitchen stuff, food, like it's just a perfect size container. Inside, there's an empty thing that had some trail mix in it that I ate. These are gifts I received from different people at retreat. Sticky notes. Me and April love receiving sticky notes and pins and Sharpies. This is, again, all stuff we got from other people. This adorable little mug was decorated all cute, but it was full of candy. So, of course, I had to pull it out and eat it. But it had the little tag and a bow and this flower on it, but I destroyed it eating the candy. Oh my gosh, I missed this candy from Stella in this cute little organza bag. I'm gonna have to eat that today, Stella. And I didn't eat this candy either. I was on a candy kick on this retreat, Debbie, so I gotta eat that one too. More sticky notes. More sticky notes. I got soap from Susie. I don't have names on all of the stuff. Off the pen. Not good. And then Chris gave me that trail mix. So this little container has different, you can take these little slots in and out to put different size stuff in there. There's some little glasses in there, some lotion. Of course, she hand drew the decoration on the front there. What was I going to say? I lost it. Anyway, thank you to everybody for attending, for the gifts, which are not required, of course. Don't think you have to bring gifts if you come in person, but a lot of people do. Yeah, and thank you if you took it to go as well. And then there's one more thing to show you on the gifts. I feel like I had a thought in my head and I lost it, so I'm trying to remember. But anyway, we got an amazing bag this time, which April does our bags. Look how large it is. First of all, great crafting bag or anything. Canvas, so great for all kinds of stuff. There's the handle. And of course it has this one had our initials. We don't always get names and initials on the bags, but sometimes. And then rhinestones. I don't know if you can see the sparkle there, but rhinestones in the wreath. So awesome. Awesome. I'll just go crafting him up with my little bag. So that was retreat. I'm gonna now, I have the swaps from retreat to show y'all and the class projects, and then a couple other things, and then we'll get started stamping. But this is all stamping stuff. Yes, sure could use that big old bag. Exactly. Very useful. I love the size of it. April was like, she didn't even realize, in other words, and she was like, I think they sent me the wrong bags, but I'm glad because they were, the size turned out to be awesome. Okay. Pam, good morning. France, good morning. Mildred, hello. Debbie. Yes, Debbie says, looking forward to our cooler weather. So it's been like in the 80s lately here in Texas, but it's going to be like high, not high. We've already had our high for today, and it's going to get down to, I think, 40s later today. Yes, I agree. Pam in North Carolina, Catherine in Northern Virginia, good morning. Oh my gosh, who got your retreat box last night? Oh yes, Cindy, because I mailed yours with the other class. I was like, why did it take so long? But that was planned. Ro, good morning. And Carmen, good morning. Okay. So I'm going to point the camera down, and it'll probably look like a little bit of a mess. I got confused. I thought my camera was gone. First thing I'll share is the swaps from the retreat. So swapping is optional at our in-person retreat, but a few people did participate. And these, the camera's slow. Why? Oh no. I hope that's not an internet issue. I don't know why it's being slow. Okay, so these are the swaps. I don't know that I know who all made all of the swaps, but I know this one was from Lisa S. This is, of course, a Texas themed swap, as you can tell. A bird, so pretty. Okay, camera, come on. I don't have a clue if it'll help to go out and go back in on this camera, because I don't know if it's internet related. Is it better now? I'm gonna see if it's better for a second here. Okay, I think it's better right now. Okay, the bird. Sorry. I don't even know which swap was April's. I, for some reason, didn't catch it this time. So I don't know if this was April's or maybe this one, or obviously someone else's that wasn't April. No names on the back. I do know this one was Kelly's. It's a really super fun fold. When you do swaps, by the way, you get back one of every card everybody made. That's the beauty of swaps. And this was our winner, which everyone got to vote on. So they voted. This one got the most votes, I should say, by Kim. And we do swaps with our team meeting every month. Of course, it's optional, but okay. So those are the swaps. Boom. And then I think last but not least on retreat, I just want to show you, if you missed out on these classes, what you missed out on. I honestly was thinking of offering this class again because I got so many people at retreat that said they were sad they didn't take this class. But let me show you first April's class. So it was a Stamp-A-Stack. She made, I think, 4 gorgeous card designs with the Winter Meadow stuff. And they made 12 cards total. So I guess 3 of each. Oh, look how pretty. This stuff is so gorgeous. And she did use a different greeting set so they could be more Christmas themed. I think she gave them 2 options, Christmas or non-Christmas. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, and look at this one. It's a fun fold or a fancy fold, whatever you want to call it. So those are gorgeous. That was April's class. Oh, this was our thank you card. Sorry, this was part of the retreat. It was the thank you card, one of your gifts. Okay, and then this was my class. It was a sampler with the Wishes All Around bundle plus 3 cards. So the 3 cards, everyone was loving this snowflake wreath. Just in general, the Wishes All Around has a snowflake wreath die. I'm not bragging on my project. I'm saying they love the die. They were like, what? But of course, you have the tree wreath die that comes in that set as well. But you have to stamp it first. And then they made this card. And then here's the sampler. So I was thinking about offering that as a class again, just the sampler only. I'd have to hurry though since it's November already. But let me know if you're interested in that. Okay, last but not least on my sharing today, then we'll talk about my ordering special, then we'll get started with our projects. Last but not least is the blurry and freezing up. I think, who said that? Cindy, close Facebook and go back in. Close it out and go back in because on my screen, Facebook is working. On my, thank you, France. On my, I'm watching Facebook on an iPad. Like I have it pulled up to make sure it's not blurry or whatever, and it's fine. Okay, so these are my team meeting swaps for this past month, November. And I'm just showing you these for inspiration. And of course, to show you that you can participate in my team swaps as well if you're on my team. And then you can get back one of each sample they make. We have a big swap this weekend, by the way. It's almost like 20 people. So I'm going to have new card samples next week as well. Anyway, I did get a thank you card from Robin, Mary Ann, and Shannon. Thank you guys. When they mailed their swaps in. And then these are the swaps. Now for my team meeting, they get entered. Well, they don't get entered. Everybody votes for their favorite swap and the winner gets a prize. Okay, this one was Yolanda's card. Yolanda. This is Jen's. And I just think the way she did that, I'm assuming blending brush behind there is so gorgeous. Is that not gorgeous? By the way, side note, this mini catalog is getting sketchy, as I told y'all it would, with stuff selling out. So it's time to buy it if you want it. Hint, hint. It's time to buy it if you want it. Because you just don't know. The stars in that, the star embellishments in that suite are gone. They're sold out. Okay, we have the Let's Eat Cake from Martha. Gorgeous. That's a stamp set that's in our online store. Hexagon Happiness, maybe. This is from Robin. Here's the back. Gorgeous. You can write a note right here. Then it folds flat to go in an envelope. But then if you open it and set it on the table, you can put a tea. It looks gorgeous without it, but you can put a tea light inside. Do you turn on? And it, okay, well, you can see it. Yeah, you can see it there. See how that looks? But imagine it sitting up on a table. Of course, I can't show y'all it that way. There's a fake tea light, of course, so we don't burn the house down. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Who wants to do sampler? Tommy. Awesome. Let me write a note so I can send you the link. She has Winka Stella on here too. So gorgeous. Oh, she was our winner, by the way. Everyone voted. She got the most votes, I should say. Robin got the most votes. This was Shannon's, my favorite current fold to cut and make as a card. So good job, Shannon. So I love the fun colors. This was Mary Ann's. She used brand new product that we will be using this weekend at the Stampin' Up event that demos could order early. It'll come out in January for customers. But if you want to get it early, join my team. I can tell you how you can get it early. It's only $99 to join. You get a bunch of stuff. It's awesome. This is Tracy's. So I love Tracy's. Check this out. So it's like an envelope. It looks like an envelope. It's not an envelope. Boom. So cute. I love this card. I love them all, but you know. This is Elaine's with some new product as well. Just came out November 7th in our online store. Look how gorgeous. So she obviously cut the window, and then you get to see both sides of the designer paper. There are these dies and designer paper in the online store. You can't get these embellishments right now, but they'll be back at the end of November. And then last but not least, Christine's. I love the colors. I love this card. It's so gorgeous. So like I said, I love them all. There we go. All right. As a reminder, I have to write you down, Tommy. As a reminder, when you come, when you come on this video today, if you will make a comment, this can be on replay as well. I'm going to write down for a note for Tommy, because I will forget. If you say hi, make any comment you want. Doesn't matter actually what you say. It doesn't have to be hi. You will be entered to win the 3 cards I'm about to make. And then separate from that, I have my online ordering special for November. Come on, camera. Don't do this to me. This is my online order special for November. So when you place an order with me in November with the monthly host code, which is right here, this one goes through November 15th, NJKU3B4J. $25 or more gets you the class packet to make the 4 cards I just showed you. $50 or more also gets you a free full pack of gold and silver trim. So that's how you get the free class packet, and it's an online order, and you have to use that host code. The exception on the host code is if your order is $150 or more. Then, hey Nina, hey Colleen, hey Julie, thanks for sharing. If your order is 150 or more, don't use the host code. Stampin' Up! Will give you at least $15 in free merchandise, and I will still give you the class packet to make all 4 cards, cut, die cut, punched, embossed, ready for you to stamp and assemble with a PDF tutorial, plus my gold and silver. Hold on. Yes, 150 or more, plus the gold and silver trim. I'm going to grab a packet. I'm going to try to mail these today or tomorrow. Try is the operative word, everybody. But here's our packet from last month, using the, I believe, Merry and Bright bundle. I think this person earned a free roll of ribbon, and that's what the packets look like. And then after I mail it, then I type the PDF tutorial and email that out a few days later. So here's another packet. You could also earn the dots, and some people earned both if they placed 2 orders during the month. You can see the embossing there. Of course, there'll be things die cut as well in the packet. So that is what this is. It'll get mailed in December, by the way. So there you go. All right. Today, thank you, Xana. Today, I am going to make my Stamp-A-Stack cards, 3 of them. I'll show you the 4th one. Yes, Cheryl, definitely case away on those cards. Case, for everybody who doesn't know, means copy and share everything. You're totally encouraged to copy from other stampers, 100%. I mean, Cheryl knows that because she's like me and we do it all the time, but you know. Okay, so, I don't know if Cheryl does it all the time. I do it all the time. Joy of Noel is the bundle we are using to make 4 cards for my Stamp-A-Stack this month. You make 3 of each, 12 total. We cut, die, cut, punch, emboss. You stamp and assemble. So here's the Joy of Noel bundle. The stamp set is 12 stamps, photopolymer, and you're going to get this basically like a square shaped stamp that says Noel in all caps with really ornate sort of leafy designs in the thick part of the letters that will be, there won't be ink there when you stamp it. And it's N-O, and then on the bottom, E-L. So it's like a square. Then, wait, did I pull the wrong dies? I did. I am using these dies today, but that's not the ones bundled with this set. It's these dies. These are the Joy of Noel dies. So there is a die to cut out Noel after you stamp it. So you can just stamp it, you can cut it out, or you can just cut out Noel like with gold or whatever. It's many options there. Okay, then we have Making Spirits Bright and Joyous, and then a tiny little to from stamp. Then the images in this, there is there are actually two sort of floral Christmas spray type images. One is more straightforward, like a V shape with holly leaves, regular leaves, berries, and sort of pine needle type elements in it. A little spray there, and there's a die to cut that out. You can tell by these dies that the images are a little bit bigger than what's pictured on the front of this stamp set. Then the other one is more curved. It's literally like a sort of half circle, half moon shape. So I'm going to make a wreath out of that. Yes, today. So you'll see, you can just use this alone, but if you put 3 together, you can make a wreath. And it's a smaller scale. It's about the same height, but all the images are smaller than the other one. And pretty much same though. Berries, holly leaves, pine needles, regular leaves. This is a smaller scale and a different shape. Then there's one stem with berries on the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 berries. By the way, these are all outline images that need to be colored in. And then last but not last, there's 2 different holly leaves, and I do not understand why. But by the way, sorry, there is a die to cut out the berry sprig I told you about. Okay, these 2 leaves, there's 2 dies to cut out one of the leaves because they're different shapes, and 1 die to cut out the other leaf. Why? I don't know. I literally don't know. Okay, there is a 2, it looks like a colon with some solid dots here. And I'm assuming those are to be berries. You stamp them, then die cut them out with this die that cuts out the 2 holes. But they're side by side in a weird pattern for just stamping randomly. It's like a colon. But I think after you die cut them out, they make little berries you can put on stuff or with the holly leaves. And then there's just a little tiny decorative image there that's sort of what is it? Just a little ornate. It's solid, doesn't need to be colored in. Like you could put it in the corners or whatever. Okay. The 2 dots go in Noel. Of course they do. Thank you. Who said that? France. I guess I haven't noticed that in anyone's samples that I've been stalking on Pinterest. Okay, France. Genius. Thank you. 2 dots, Noel. You can also die cut them out though. So you could use them as berries, but yeah, of course, over the O. And last but not least, there's 2 extra dies that are standalone. There's one that cuts out like a solid Christmas tree branches, 2 branches, part of your wreaths, etc. Pine needle things. And then this one cuts out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little stems with leaves on it. Just 5 little ones that you can use to fill in your stuff. Okay. Rose, thank you. She says, OMG, the dot. Thank you, France. I'm going to put it on the screen so everybody can, if you didn't know, like me, and hopefully Ro also, you'll know. Okay, hold on. Oh, thought I had my cards out of order. All right. Let me get my stuff here. I'm going to need a scrap of white. So this is my Stamp-A-Stack, as I might have mentioned to y'all before. a class that you can register for. Oh, they go on the E. Thank you, France. Jennifer knows nothing. They go on the E. I'm wondering how they fit on there if it's stamped like this, out of curiosity. Or if it's better die cut out, but you know, we'll play with that later. Thank you, France. Okay, so hey, Marianne, thank you for that compliment. What was I? Oh, so stamp a stack. This is one of the cards. You're going to make 3 of them, but I'm just making 1 today. So this piece of white is for me to use today, but in the class packet, you're going to get 1.5 pieces of white to end up having enough space to stamp everything for all 12 cards. So that's just like FYI. But of course, there'll be photos of this in the PDF tutorial. This will be there in person. Like you'll get plenty of instruction about that. I'm going to put those away for now. Okay, so this is just my scrap. So for my card, I have a, what is it called? Shaded spruce card base. I'm going to, it's 5.5 by 8.5. Just take your 8.5 by 11 cardstock and cut it in half. You can cut it this direction or the opposite direction. And either way, when you fold it in half, it fits into the invitation size envelope, which we're Stampin' Up is the medium envelope. Of course, we have really nice medium envelopes, white and vanilla. But we also have these clear medium envelopes, which I love. So medium envelope and no crazy measuring required. Cut it in half. So that's how you make a card base. But I'm going to make this a Z fold, my favorite fun fold because it's so simple and easy. So I'm going to take the front and fold it all the way back to the left. I am using the bone folder, which will make a better crease. If you're really particular, you could score it on your paper trimmer instead. And then it opens like that, a little Z fold. So we'll put that aside. And we have a piece of basic white to go on the inside of the card, which will show on the front because of the Z fold. And by the way, I'll have all the measurements on my blog, stamptherapist.com at 11 a.m. Central today. Then we have a piece of wild wheat, which fills in for gold paper. So you're going to see wild wheat substituted as gold. You can see it, I should say, with this Joy of Christmas designer paper, which I'll show you in a second. It works really well. Anyway, we have a piece of that for the front left flap. And then on top of that is a piece of this Joy of Christmas designer paper. Then I have a square, a cherry cobbler square die cut out from the Stylish Shapes dies. It's a pierced dots on the edges image. All of the ones in that die set are. And then last but not least, this shape here, which fits the word Noel perfectly. However, it comes in the Christmas Classics dies, which coordinate with Joy of Noel. It's a whole suite in the catalog that has 2 bundles, but stamp wise, I'm only using Joy of Noel for this class, but you can mix and match it with Christmas Classics really easy. So here are those Christmas Classics dies, and see that square fits the Noel perfectly. So they interchange, they work together super well. You really want both. And then with your class fee, you're going to get half a pack of the Joyful 12 by 12 foil paper, half a pack of the Joy of Christmas 12 by 12 designer paper. You're going to get I can't remember how much, but half or a full roll of the black and white large check, black and very vanilla large check ribbon. And then you're going to get some festive pearls. It's about $24 in merchandise. And I can't remember, again, thought I'd remember all that, but apparently not. It's either a full or half pack of pearls. But it comes out to about $25 with tax and shipping. Okay, so this is what the festive pearls look like. There is red at the top. They look like that. This is what the ribbon looks like. The gold, white, oh my goodness, the black and very vanilla large check ribbon. It's gorgeous. I really hope that carries over. This is the Joyful designer paper. So in your class packet, you're going to need a full sheet of each design. There's 4 designs. The cherry cobbler with gold musical notes on it. It's like a sheet of music. White with gold and cherry cobbler, gold holly leaves and cherry cobbler berries all over. A shaded spruce with gold sort of check pattern. I'm blanking out on that word. And then last but not least, a white background with gold wood grain on top. You'll get one of each of those. Of course, you'll use some of it on your projects. You'll see today. And then this is a half pack of the Joyful designer paper. And I should have already given the description on this when it first came out. So I'm just going to show it real quick. This is the pattern I'm using right now. It's one of the watercolory poinsettias and greenery and berries images. It's shaded spruce, old olive, cherry cobbler. Let's see, we got some yellow right here, which I would use, again, the wild wheat. But anyway, pecan pie, pebbled path, real red. Those are the other colors in this paper. There are a couple of gingham patterns, a green and a cherry cobbler. It's like shaded spruce and cherry cobbler. Love those. And then on the back of the green is a wood grain in pecan pie. And on the back of the cherry cobbler is a pecan pie small scale musical notes, all distressed. Then there are a couple of greenery patterns here. One is just regular leaves all over watercolory, white background, beautiful. The other one is the holly leaves, the regular leaves, the berries, and the pine needle sprigs, all watercolory, beautiful. Back of that one is a more of an espresso sort of musical notes piece, medium musical notes. Back of the green leaves is just a red, it's like real red and cherry cobbler mix, abstract pattern. Last but not least, a white background with all red, cherry and red stems with berries on the end. So even the stems are red. There's no green on here. Back of that is just another green sort of mottled background. All right, there we go. That's what all you get with your fee. And that's where all my stuff will come from today. Okay, so for this card, I'm going to stamp on the white square, which I die cut from Christmas Classics. And I'm going to stamp on the white that goes on the inside. This will be a portrait straight up and down card. I'm going to use cherry cobbler ink, and I need to figure out how to organize my stuff here. What was that? Oh, this square I wanted to point out from Christmas Classics dies is beveled on the edges and the corners are cut off, so it's kind of fancy. And hold on, I had a thought. Did I lose it? The measurement. I was going to measure this die cut for y'all. 2 1/8 squared. Maybe a tiny. No, it's a 16th bigger than 2 1/8 square. Okay, so cherry cobbler ink. I'm going to stamp Noel right on this white die cut. Tap, tap, tap. Do not press hard. Tap. I'm tapping a lot, but I'm not tapping hard. See how there's no ink on the edges at all. And then hold it down nice and firm for a few seconds right in the center there. If you don't have a nice firm table, grab your foam. Your Stampin' Pierce mat. It is foam, but there's the code. It's $5. It's in the online store. Foam Stampin' Pierce mat. Put scratch paper on top. Put your paper on top of that. And stamp. Oop. Look what I did. I was trying to fake stamp and I real stamped. Anyway, that will give you a good image like this when you have a funky table. If your stamping is, I'm away from the microphone. I'm gonna die cut another white one. When your stamping is not coming out good with photopolymer, the checklist is it Stampin' Up! Ink? Is it Stampin' Up! Stamps? Then next level is what surface am I stamping on? So there you go. By the way, if you've never, well, actually, unfortunately, y'all are going to see a lot of die cutting on the video today and coloring because I didn't have time to pre-color. This card has no coloring, but the other two do. All right, Joyous. We are going to stamp Joyous. It's gorgeous. It's cursive. It's it can be stamped right in the middle of Noel. It looks really cool. And anywhere else. I think I'm using it on another card today as well. But what I'm going to do with it right now is stamp it along the right side of this piece of basic white, up and down, repeatedly, one right after the other, to make just like a design on the side, a border, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of cool. The J, it's a cursive J, just fits right. I don't know, it nests inside the previous J. So that's how we're going to stamp that. This is the easiest card today. Not that the others are not easy. They're just a little more involved. Okay. Grab my adhesive. So I'm going to attach my strip of designer paper to my Wild Wheat cardstock. How's everybody doing? Let me look at these comments. Della, no problem that you're late. Put the dots over the E. Yes. Thank you, Rhonda. Yes, that paper is gorgeous. Both of them. Hey, Martha, good morning. Thanks for sharing. Good morning, Rhonda, by the way. Hello, Sherry from beautiful southeastern Indiana. Love it. Okay, and then Wild Wheat. If you can't see, do what you have to do to see. I'm putting this on the front left flap. It's a very skinny border. I had to open it up so I could see just because the paper's so dark. Then the Joyous piece goes on the inside. And I stamped Joyous down the right side so it will show when the card is opened. But you still have room to write a note on the left. Okay, so for Noel here, the white is going to go on the cherry cobbler square. But first I want to put some ribbon behind that. So I'm going to cut off two pieces here. I'm probably being really thrifty because I literally only have this much of this ribbon left. This black and white large check. And I have to make 2 more bows today on the cards. So I'm being really thrifty. But this is how I would do this anyway. I just may have cut them a tiny bit shorter than normal. So these 2 pieces of ribbon are about 3 1/4 inches long. You don't have to do it this way. I just like to. I cut an angle on each one end and no angle on the other end. It helps my brain work better when I do this little technique. Okay, then I'm going to put adhesive on the top right and bottom left, on the back side, top right, bottom left of Noel, because that's where I want this ribbon to go. And I'm going to fold each piece of ribbon the same exact way. And it's more of a visual. I'm holding the left side. I'm holding it with my left hand, and the angle is at the top, and I'm bringing up the bottom forward in a loop, swirl. I'm not sure the word for that shape. And I have them spread out going to the right so that it's like, what is that called? That shape? Up, down, up, down. And then from the front, I'm going to stick that to the back of this greeting. Then I'm going to fold this one the exact same way. Same thing. Then I'm going to turn it upside down. Just flip it around and stick it on the bottom. And it looks like one big wasteful piece of ribbon that went like this. That would look the same, but you would use this much ribbon instead. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to place Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. I will use these to help secure down the ribbon so it doesn't pop off or out later. Stampin' Dimensionals. If you were doing it flat, you would just put adhesive on top of the ribbon. And then this will go in the center of this cherry cobbler square. Thank you, Christine. Definitely a way to save ribbon, definitely. Okay, then this will go on the front of my card. In this case, I'm putting it more toward the top instead of centering it, but centering it left to right. And I am actually attaching the cherry cobbler square flat. So I'm going to turn this upside down, top to bottom, and put it back centered left to right where it's going to be on the card so that I have a good visual to tell me where to put the adhesive, only on the left side, because if I put it on the right side, it's going to seal my card shut and you can't open it. And just put that where you want it. Should be no adhesive here. That should allow it to open like this. And then we'll just add some. So these festive pearls are in our annual catalog. They have these gold in them, which is perfect with all this Christmas stuff. Oops. I spilled my take your pick tool holder. I spilled everything. Put it all back. So you can, sorry, this is my take your pick tool holder I sell within my class registrations. Shameless plug there. Okay, I'm going to grab a gold, put a couple. Ooh, you could put these on top of the E as well, y'all. Couldn't you? You could accent your E with 2 embellishments. That would be awesome. But I'm going to put 1 right there. So 2 on the top left corner of the cherry cobbler, 1 on the bottom right corner of the cherry cobbler. And that's that finished card. That one's simple. You get to make 3 of them, and it's super cute, and everybody's going to love it. I was going to pick up my other sample, and it had a huge black Jennifer hair on it. Okay, so there's those. This, of course, is the one you'll be entered to win just by commenting on the video, even on replay. So make sure y'all are commenting. And let's do now card number 2. So card 2. Card 2. I'm going to grab the larger Christmas spray stamp, the 2 holly leaves stamps. They're little, tiny. And the single stem with berries on it stamp. Go ahead and grab out these Stampin' blends to color with. And think of Stella. And then I'm going to stamp in Memento Black and Cherry Cobbler. Oh, I need my greeting. This card is going to say Making Spirits Bright. All right. Thank you, by the way. Thanks. Hey, Pam. Good morning. It has rained here also, Pam. Corinne, thank you. Let me see. Jackie, thank you. Cindy, thank you. Roe, just going. Was at the dentist. Oh, just joining. Rosemary. Sorry, I thought it was Roe. Rosemary, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so this card is basic white card base. Go ahead and fold that. Just a regular fold. This one will be up and down portrait as well. Put that card base aside. Then we have a next layer is basic white that has been embossed with the Merry Melody embossing folder, which is from the annual catalog. This folder right here, the 6x6 3D embossing folder. What can I say about that? Oh, the measurements. The measurements are over on the blog at 11 a.m. Central today. Okay, so we have that white piece. And we have a couple of strips of the designer paper. So one is from Joyous, the foil one, the cherry cobbler with the gold musical notes. And one is from the Joy of Christmas designer paper. It is the shaded spruce gingham. Got wood grain on the back. I'll have the measurements or those strips on the blog. And then last but not least, a die cut rectangle label. Again, from Christmas Classics Dies. So it's this rectangle right here. And it's obviously a rectangle, but it's long and skinny, it will fit Making Spirits Bright perfectly. It's basic white. Okay, so for my stamping, let me do the greeting first, get that out of the way. Making Spirits Bright. So on this greeting, it's long and skinny. This label is 3 5/8 long by 3/4 tall. It's similar to the last label in that the corners are cut off, but they're just more tiny cut off because it's long and skinny. And it's kind of beveled on the edges. So Making Spirits Bright. Making and Bright are all caps, like typewriter print font. And Spirits is a really pretty cursive. So, and it fills in that space perfectly. And that's because these sets and bundles were made to coordinate with each other. Okay, and then on my scrap of white here, now you're going to be making 3 of these cards. If you take my awesome class, it makes 12 cards total. But I'm just making 1. So I'm just going to stamp it, but I'm going to recommend if y'all take the class, you use the chart so you make sure you fit it all on there. But I'm just going to do 1 of each, and I'm not going to pay attention to the chart. So Memento Black, because I'm going to color these in with alcohol markers. You can press harder on Memento Black ink. You don't have to worry about the pad sinking down when you press into it. So it's okay to press harder, tap, all that stuff. So I need 1 of each leaf, the berries, and the big spray thing. This is for 1 card. Again, you need 2 of these 6 of these, 3 of these, 3 and 6. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm putting everything back a little more carefully today because it's going into the tub that is for this class. Okay, I'm going to die cut these out next because if I mess up the die cutting, I'll be really irritated that I spent all that time coloring and then I have to do it all again. But if I mess up the die cutting right now, I can just die cut another black one and then color it in. That is one of my many reasons I say cut your images apart and then die cut. But even if they don't have to be colored in, I still say that for other reasons. Let me grab my machine. This is the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. It is amazing. Let me put this up so you can see. I've got the plate here. It comes with everything you need, of course, to be able to die cut or emboss everything we sell. But I have it set up for die cutting. And I can do all 4 of these at one time because there's 2 different leaves shapes. I'm going to do it where y'all can see, but it's a weird angle. And if I pull this out too far, it starts to fall off. Okay. So all of these dies are in Joy of Noel since they're the stamped images. And, see. Thank you, Julie. almost always have to put on my readers when I align this stuff for die cutting to make sure I get it right. But you obviously align the images with the stamped image with the die or vice versa. And it helps if you're right on top of it so you can really position it so there's not too much space on the bottom, top, left, or right. Also, I know you can't see it from there, but there's a tiny hole in the bottom of these two leaves and the berry one. They are alignment holes in this case. Sometimes the holes they're called ejection holes to poke the stuff out, but these are for alignment, meaning you should be able to see the stamped image through the hole or it's not aligned properly. Where's my top plate? So no lineup holes on this one. I don't think. Well, maybe there is one. There is one. I lied. There's one right there. I had not noticed it before. But the large one is easier to align because there's so much to look at. But there is a lineup hole right there. I don't know what the correct term is for that. I am always like defiant about putting down sticky notes, but sometimes I end up having to. But I like to get everything lined up and just lock it into place like that. Oh, look how bad this one moved. So I may have to break down and do sticky notes on this video. It's also, stuff likes to shift more the more you have on your die cut machine, of course. At my classes, I'm like, just use the sticky notes because it'll save you trouble. But, you know, I'm here at my house alone. I can deal with it. The cord for my phone was getting stuck in there. Oh my gosh. Moved the whole table. You can run it through a lot faster than that. I was just trying to make it so y'all could see. Okay, so then this is not perfect, but it's fine. It's fine. So see that little hole is what I'm talking about. That the black end of the stems there were aligning with that. Let's just push it all off this way. Okay, now we get to color all this in. So Memento Black is a water-based ink. Stampin' blends are an alcohol-based marker. And they're called blends because the ink literally blends together when you color with it. So you don't want the ink you stamped in blending together with the ink you're coloring with. So don't use alcohol ink to blend. To stamp when you're going to use blends. Use water-based ink, which is what Memento is, water-based. Okay, so I have here Cherry Cobbler shade. I have Old Olive and Shaded Spruce, and I have Light Cherry Cobbler. Those are the ones I'm going to use. I'm going to do doesn't matter which ones you do first. All of the holly leaves in Shaded Spruce, which is the darker of the two greens. These are just the greens from the colors from the designer paper. So I put the dark color on first on the Stampin' Up! Detail, and then I'm going to color over the entire thing, including the dark section, with the light. I'm using the bullet point end of the markers by choice, but I do think these are such a small area that for me, it's more difficult with the brush tip. But the reason I have these taped off is because in my classes, you're only allowed to use the bullet point because not everybody is careful with the brush tip, and you can totally protect your brush tip. That's one from a class. Yeah, these are more from classes, so they're kind of messed up. But anyway, you can totally, it does not break down. I'm going to color the holly leaves now on the larger image. If you are gentle to it, if you treat it right and just don't press hard and don't press where it flares out the brush, it won't break apart. However, all that said, I actually enjoy coloring with the bullet tip a lot more. And you get the same result. You just might have to color a second longer. But the blending part is what makes it, by the way, these do bleed through to the other side, makes everything smooth out because you can keep blending as long as you want. There's no time limit. It won't break down your paper. The only time limit I would say is these are, when they're exposed to air, they can dry out because it's an alcohol marker, just like a Sharpie. That's why you see me putting the lids back on as soon as I finish. But mine last so long. Even the ones I use in classes, they last so long. So they're really good. But the blending. So you can just, you see a section that's too dark or whatever, just keep coloring over it until you smooth everything out. Then you can go back and add more dark if you want. If you like, a little more shadow here, you might be artistic and know where the shadows should fall. You can blend it back out. You can do all that. And again, if you see a weird spot, just color over it until it smooths out. Okay. Now for cherry cobbler, I'm using the light by choice. Like you could totally blend on these berries. I'm just not, because I don't want to. They're small. Using my bullet point, I'm just coloring in all the berries with one color, one red. By the way, you can also mix any of your blends together. So I don't know why I would want to, but I could color with cherry cobbler light and then go right on top of it with one of these shaded spruces, for example. It would not damage the either of the blends. You could do yellow on red to make fire, yellow and orange, like whatever. They're just like magical markers. Okay, last but not least, these regular leaves I'm going to do with Old Olive. I have seen some where on this bundle, I missed a leaf, where people go over the what is that called? The like, hold on, I'm thinking. The pine needles with a green. You could do that as well, but I'm not going to. They're just lines. They're literally just lines drawn. And I'm afraid I would make it, it would look funky if I did it, but you can. You totally can. I did something that we're doing in my scrapbook class. We also did it at the retreat making takes with, not with this image, but with the other floral image that I'm going to use on my next card. But I'm not doing it today. But I did something on that one to make the coloring even easier. I'll show y'all if I can remember. I'm going to grab the scrapbook sample and show you. I feel like I hear somebody in my house. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I'm getting paranoid. Okay. So there's all the coloring. Boom. Let me grab the scrapbook page. If I can dig it from the pile. Yeah, so on this, I stamped in shaded spruce. This is a different image from the other stamp set, but it's a leaf. I stamped in shaded spruce. And then I used the blender pen, which is a different product we carry, blender pen, which I think, oh, I have one right here. These guys. And we just pulled in that green. So that's even a faster way. You stamp in green and fill it in with green, but these pens are clear. They don't work with your blends. They pull in a water-based ink. So anyway, that's another little trick on that. Save time on coloring. Okay, let's put this card together. I'm going to put some Wink of Stella on these berries. All my Wink of Stella people, you can be happy. I'm only doing it on the large berries. Well, I think I did it on these, but my point is I didn't do it on the next card because they're so small. I'm like, whatever. I think I was supposed to do 2 of these. Oh, shoot, I was. Ugh. Don't get mad. I'll do one more. So my math was off earlier. But, yeah, we needed 2 of that. The little sprig with berries on it. I needed 2. You'll need 6 of those to make 3 cards. 6. Cut it out real quick. How are we doing? I don't know what time you started, but it's 10:12 a.m. Texas time. Did I say it was a weird time, Beverly? I started at 9 a.m. in case I'm not sure if somebody asked a question. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this out, but hopefully y'all can still hear me because I'm stepping away. But Cheryl said you could use Wink of Stella instead of a blender pen also. So what that is exactly what I just said. You stamp in a water-based ink, like Shaded Spruce, and then you take your Wink of Stella, which is wet, and it gets that water-based ink wet, and it bleeds and smears around. And then just make sure you wipe off the blender pen or the Wink of Stella, either one, before you put it away. But yes, 100%. And then it's sparkly and you filled in the color. You killed all the birds with one stone. It looks great, you know. But yes, great thing to remind us of, Cheryl. Why do you have X's on your blends? At my in-person classes, I don't allow anyone to use the brush tips anymore, Marianne. There's been too many incidents with my poor brush tips. And you can get the same effect from, and these are for a class, obviously. But I just don't even remove it unless I need that brush tip for myself. There's been too many fatalities with my blends. See if I can find any that, I don't know if I have one to show. But there's been fatalities. Of course, I can't find one if I'm trying to look for it, which I've replaced a lot of them. But yeah, if you're too rough with the blends, on the brush tip pen, it feathers out. And that Wink of Stella. And I don't want that to happen anymore. Hopefully that makes sense, Miriam. But they work. They work beautifully. Okay. Also, what was I gonna say? Tiny dies are notorious for shifting V, most definitely. Some of the things that help is putting the tiny ones, I do all my dies this way, into the machine this direction, long and skinny. Because when you put them in sideways like at an angle or sideways, there's more chances when it hits the pressure of the machine to shift it. This way, there's just literally less space for it to hit and make it turn. I hope that makes sense. So that's one of the reasons mine don't shift as much when I do them that way. All right, for this card now, let me go ahead and attach this basic white embossed piece to the card base. I'm always nervous I'll put the musical notes upside down because at one point I sort of learned how to read music like in middle school, but I don't remember anything. So I'm always like, is that correct or not? I have no idea. I mean, I sort of have an idea. Like, I think the round part goes at the bottom. But, see, and then there's these upside down ones. So I'm like, let me see if the majority are the round part at the bottom. Okay, so both of these pieces of card designer paper I'm going to cut into a banner. I'm going to make it kind of a short banner. And I turned this cherry cobbler one onto its back because it's white on the back and there's no images to distract my vision. And I'm making a cut up the center, again, is maybe a 1/2 inch up this middle. And then I'm going to cut from the corner to that center and the other corner to that center. So see how it's like a more wide banner. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I'm still going to, the green gingham, I'm still going to do it to the back because the pattern is less busy on the back. Keep having to put these readers on though. Good. Okay. Maybe it's darker in here today with this weather. Like all dreary kind of. Okay. And you could cut deeper V's, like it's fine, whatever you do. It'll look fine. Okay, so I'm going to attach the cherry cobbler first toward the right, but maybe an inch, 3/4 to an inch from the right. And I'm lining it up at the top with the embossed white cardstock, not the very top of the card, the embossed. You could put this on before if it's less, like if it's easier. And then the gingham green shaded spruce banner will overlap that more to the right with maybe 1/4 of an inch of white embossed exposed on the right. Then I think I can attach my greeting. I think it's safe. I'm going to attach this greeting. Oh, and I wanted to say, this is a side note, but it kept popping. I kept remembering it and losing it. When you put Wink of Stella on Stampin' blends, because they're alcohol based, it doesn't bleed. It does not make that ink bleed and smear. It's only the water-based ink pads, like Cheryl said. Okay, so I'm going to put about 5 dimensionals on this greeting. It's very long and skinny. 2 on the ends, 1 in the middle. And this will go toward the top here. Right in the center, toward the top. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach the larger spray of stuff next. I'll grab my silicone craft sheet and put adhesive on the back of my adhesive just ran out. The 2 berry pieces and the 2 holly leaves. Thank you, Corinne. Hey, Gian, did I say good morning? I can't remember. Good morning, Gian. Okay, I'm going to refill my adhesive. Every time I do that, I clean out the gunk from the holder. There's always a lot of gunk in there. And if you clean it out every time, it doesn't build up. You can see if that was from 1 round of adhesive. So if I left it in there time after time, it would build up, and then it would make my thing run poorly and ruin my adhesives. And then when you refill this Stampin' Seal, it is, there's no adhesive right here when you first start it. I gotta throw this in the trash. So I just manually turn it until I feel that adhesive on my thumb, and then it's ready to go. Silicone craft sheet just helps you not get excess adhesive all over your table or cardstock. Or scratch paper. And then I'm just gonna, so at the top corner, a point of this original image, I'm placing these 4 images. First the berries, then the 2 leaves. Then we'll just cover up all this mess with a bow. Forgot, took it off the ribbon, off the roll. And add some festive pearls and we'll be done. Okay, so I'm going to make a bow. Now I'm cold, y'all. I got to put the sweater back on. The AC kicked on. So this is one of those days in Texas where we have the air conditioner on in the morning. Later this evening, it will be turned off, but we might turn the heat on. We'll see how it goes. Hey, Pat, no problems. Cheryl, Sunny, and Wendy. Cool. Illinois. At least you have sun. Diana, good morning. Thanks for sharing. Okay, so I'm going to make 2 bunny ears. I'm actually trying to be really frugal with this ribbon because I want to make a bow for my scrapbook page if I have enough left over after this video. So anyway, 2 bunny ears, lots of space in between the 2 tails. Each ear is in a different hand, so, or loop in the left, loop in the right, and you can see that the ribbon is flat. I've never twisted and turned it as I went, which will end up making you have a prettier bow. Right hand, right bunny ear goes over left, and then push that right bunny ear down into the rabbit hole and then pull. You'll have to fix it and adjust it, of course. I love this large check ribbon so much. Please carry over. I have no clue what will carry over. By the way, that list will be coming out soon, though, end of this month. But at this moment, I have no idea what's going to carry over out of this catalog. But I would love it if this ribbon stayed. And I know those decisions have already been made, so no, I don't think there's any swaying Stampin' Up! At this point, but just putting it out there. Okay, so we have our cute little bow. And I did not think I would like this ribbon when it came out because I was like, but it's vanilla. This one's white, see? But it looks fine. It's fine. It's kind of vintagey looking with it being vanilla. Okay, I'm going to fold this paper on the glue dots down flat so that my glue dot is now laying flat. If you can see it, there is a glue dot right there. You can't see it. There we go. And so I can push and press on it just like we did in the old days when the glue dots came differently. Cover that up. Oh, let me twist it a little so you can still read the greeting. And there we go. For what I did with the what are they called? The dots, the festive pearls on this one is I used the gold on to dot the 2 eyes. But you could just sprinkle them around instead if you wanted to, but I thought that was cute. So that's what I did there. Making spirits bright. And hopefully you might be able to see the Wink of Stella right there. Okay, that is card number 2 from my Stampa stack. Also, you can have a chance to win these 3 cards by commenting on today's video. Here's the original. Oh, the bow's a lot longer on that original because I wasn't being cheap with the ribbon. You're going to have a ton of ribbon. You'll be able to make longer bows with your class if you want. Okay, so that's card number 2. One more card to make, which will be card number 3. Hold on, we're up with this. Card number 3. My favorite one, of course. Thank you, Ro. Thanks, France. Thank you. I hope you guys like it. Okay, card number 3. So we have a different kind of card base here. I wrote this down for myself. So it's, you know how I said take your your full sheet of 8.5 by 11 and cut it in half. Well, in this case, we cut it in half this direction, so 4 1/4. We're still going to get 2 cards out of 1 piece, but then we scored it and cut a little portion off. By the way, this card is inspired by Robin Barnes and Alejandra Gomez, but it's a different design. And I actually have no clue if it's how their measurements or not. But anyway, it's inspired by them. Okay, so 4 1/4. And then it's 9 3/4. 9 3/4, which means I'm going to have to grab my calculator. There's so many trucks outside today. I don't know where the calculator is. Oh my gosh. Because I'm on a video and I can't think. 9.75 minus 11. So we cut off 1 1/4 inches from one end. 1 1/4. And then it's scored at 4 1/4 inches from this side, or 5 1/2 from that side, however you want to look at it. Okay, so we're going to fold on this score mark. So it's the same size card as all of the other cards. The front is just cut down a little skinnier. My bone folder. When you score, of course, you can still use the bone folder to make the fold increase more flat, basically. Okay, in our packet. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Like, I know I said this already. I know I said it. But you will cut your own designer paper for Stampa Stack. So these when you see me with this paper already cut, you're going to cut it down. Just the designer paper only. This is the part I cut off of this card. It won't be in your packet, just for visual. That's what I cut off. But you don't need it, and it won't be in your packet. Okay, so these designer papers, you are going to cut yourself. All of this you won't cut yourself. It will be done for you. Look what Landa's going to do for you. No, Gold Noel, there is an N somewhere. 3 of these sprigs. You're going to make 12 cards, so that's 9 per person. You might have to poke out some pieces from these little sprigs, etc. Okay, so anyway, that's what'll be cut for you. You'll cut your own designer paper. So what this is a shaded spruce. Oh, and there's a white square as well. Sorry. Shaded spruce square to go on the front of the card. I have the measurements on the blog, 11 a.m. Central. Stamptherapist.com. Stamptherapist.com. Then you will cut down your joyful designer paper, the gold wood grain image, into a square that will fit on top of that shaded spruce. I might turn this wood grain this direction. Landscape. This is a landscape card, by the way. Okay. Then you're going to cut down a piece of your joyful, the red gingham designer paper to go inside the card. It's probably 4 by 5 1/4, but check the blog. Then this white square will go on the inside on the left so that you won't see it in the front, but you'll have a space to write on. Okay, so we have all that. Then Landa's going to pre-die cut for you Noel in gold foil from that die I showed you earlier. And then she will die cut for you from the Joy of Noel dies, that one single standalone Christmas pine needles image out of gold foil, but you'll get 3 of them per card. And then last but not least, you'll have 2 small pieces of, one is wild wheat, and the piece that goes on top of it is shaded spruce. And you'll see how I use those. And again, measurements on the blog. Okay, so we need to stamp on our scraps for this card, and we need to stamp on this white rectangle, square, right? White square. Blech. Okay, so for this card, we're going to make a wreath. So we're going to get our Memento Black ink and the curved, smaller scale spriggy image, and we need 3 per card. Compress harder on Memento Black. As always, on any ink pad, though, move it around to touch different sections of the ink pad where there's more or less ink. Also, for the inside of the card, I'm going to grab scratch paper on the bottom right-hand corner of this square. We're going to stamp this same foliage image in the corner. Like that. And then I just need my greeting. This card is going to say, well, stamping wise, it's going to say joyous. And I'm going to stamp that in cherry cobbler on this scrap paper. All right. Hey, Mary. And Mary. Sorry. Hey, Mary. You're here live. I can't believe it. Mary always is very faithful to tell me she's watching replay, which I always appreciate that as well. But I don't think it's been a while since I've seen you live, Mary. Okay, so I'm cutting these apart, like always, for die cutting. And then Joyous, I'm going to hand cut out. I'll do that in a minute. And then I'm going to color these in. I gave all the coloring tips on, I don't know if I gave all, but I gave a lot of coloring tips on the last one. So I'll do this, hopefully, as quick as I can. Sorry. I'm thinking This is the image on the retreat that I think it was this one. No, I can't remember now. If we stamped this one in green. Oh, maybe not. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember where we used the blender pens now. You can't see me aligning this, but I aligned it, obviously. Just like I did before, but it's just one image, so it's a little faster. There's that. By the way, you can run the die cut machine from, like, I could start everything on this side and crank it the opposite direction, and that would work. I'm just putting it back to, I'm doing it the same every time because this way it can be right in front of my face for alignment purposes. If y'all just came on, make sure you say hi, make a comment, YouTube or Facebook, live or replay, to be entered to win these 3 cards I'm making today. But in case you don't win, just go ahead and sign up for my Stamp-A-Stack club or class. You can make all these cards plus one more for a really great deal. Incredible deal. Over almost $25 in merchandise, and you only pay $37 for Landa to do all this die cutting for y'all. So, what a deal. Hey, Jeanette. Giette in Virginia. Hello, Tammy. Good morning. By the way, Mary, thanks for sharing. I can't remember if I said that. Cindy, thank you. All right, we have all 3. So this gets colored the same as the other, but it's just a smaller scale of images. And you have to color the one on the inside as well. I'll just do one color at a time, but it'll be same colors. And I didn't put Wink of Stella on these berries because they're tiny. All right, so I'll start with Spruce on the holly leaves. I think holly leaf might be the only name of a leaf I know. For some reason, I always get that one. I mean, oh gosh, that was the light. Knock on wood, I always get the name of that one right. So I'm putting the dark in the middle because the middle is where Stampin' Up! Drew veins. That tells me maybe make it a little darker there. And then light all over. And when I say all over, I mean color over the dark as well, because that's what makes it blur together. It will be a little darker there, but it won't be a blob. You blended it. We also have this tool called a color lifter. Karen has mine right now, actually using it for a project she's making for me. I don't use it very much though, but you can lighten up areas, or like she's blending out because we traced something. So she's sort of blurring out the traced edges. And you can use it as a slight eraser if you go outside of the edges, but only if you barely went outside. Otherwise it turns into a blob. It does not look good if you over correct with that thing. Okay, so I apologize that I didn't pre-color these. It was just a matter of I had to get all those classes designed earlier than normal, which I'm glad I did. Of course, I always wish I could do them earlier, but I had to this time. So it was just a time factor as to why I couldn't pre-color this stuff for the video. But hopefully, if you missed the beginning of the video, go back and watch where I show the sneak peeks. I show all 3 samplers. This is the Stamp-A-Stack, and I showed 2 of the cards and all of the scrapbook pages. Sign up for Stamp-A-Stack and samplers by Sunday, this Sunday. And then card and scrapbook are while supplies last through next Thursday. La 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 la. What else? Anybody have a question? Hello, Carol in Connecticut. Ask me a question so I can have something to talk about. This is very exciting. But I do love this sweet Joy of Christmas. It's so awesome. It's actually the suite that is featured the most in this catalog. It's at the front. Go back one. This catalog is getting worn out. It's featured on the front. It's featured on the inside there. I think it's might be in one other place. And then, of course, there's a 2-page spread there, plus these pages. So there's a ton of ideas and samples with the Joy of Christmas suite in the catalog alone, much less Pinterest and everywhere else. When you're a demonstrator, you get to be part of the demonstrator Facebook group with Stampin' Up, and people post amazing samples in there. And it's like, I mean, I love Pinterest. I go there all the time, but it's more straight to the point. It's all Stampin' Up. You don't have to sift through whatever, like recipes, whatever kind of stuff they show you on Pinterest, depending on your algorithm. It's just all like samples. So that's another little perk there. Okay, we'll do our olive leaves. The reason I don't put the dark on every single image at one time is because it might not blend quite as well if it has dried out. So if you color all the dark on like all of this that I'm doing, by the time you get to the last one, it may have dried out so that it doesn't blend quite as well. It'll be fine, but like, you know. There's always, I was about to say, there's always at least one small of these small leaves on this image that I miss when I'm coloring. How are we doing? You need to go to the bathroom, run real quick. This is the time. Oh my goodness. Hopefully you'll think this card's worth it. I like it. I like it. Let's do this one next. I can't remember if Robin is here today, but saw a holly leaf. And I don't have a picture of her card that inspired this, but it was a card she kept showing us on different team events. We do team crafting Zoom nights. We do meetings on Zoom. All kinds of stuff. And so, we do weekly business for just the people that are interested in that. So she showed it on something a couple of times. And then Alejandra and I both took the idea and made it our own. And she might have, I can't remember if she said she was inspired by another person for that card as well. Anyway. Whew. It's like a coloring thing. It's a whole thing. The whole doggone thing. I still found another holly leaf I missed. This is why I don't put the lids fully on when I'm working like this. I just slide it on there to protect it, but I snap it shut when I'm actually finished. You never know when you have to go back in for some reason. So who all's registered for On Stage with Stampin' Up? It's this Saturday. It's a virtual event. It's like our yearly convention, but virtually on, well, it's not Zoom or anything. It's a platform Stampin' Up pays for that can handle thousands of people and all that stuff. But they'll be doing stamping videos. We get to see the new catalogs. We get to see demonstrations with the new catalogs. I don't know. It's going to be fun because a lot of my team who is local. We are gathering together at one location just so we can enjoy it more together. There'll be a card swap. There's a share table. There's we're going to go to dinner after, and that's all optional. Like, not everybody's going to dinner, not everybody's swapping, and obviously not everybody's attending the in-person thing. Otherwise, Linda Harrell on here. Hey, Joyce. Ro is going to on stage. Woohoo! Yes. We got a really cute box of goodies if you registered and paid. It's really cute. Like, I was, honestly, they told us what all was going to be in the box before, and I was like, whatever, it's fine. But it's super cute in person. It's like a notepad, and I don't even remember, but just a bunch of stuff. Okay. Are we down to just the berries, which is the fastest one? I think so. It would just be like, not, I don't know, whatever. Maybe not color at all, but this is the prize, so I need to make it good. And I can't give away the other cards because they're my class samples. So we got to color this all. Again, light cherry cobbler is what I'm using for these berries, but dark would work, or you could do light and dark, or real red, or whatever. I mean, cherry is the color in this designer paper, but you know. And there's a leaf I missed. Joyce going to watch replay. Yes. Who said don't forget the puzzle? Oh, yes, Ro, there is a Stampin' Up puzzle in that box as well. Yes. Look at my card. Did I stamp? No, I didn't. Okay. I was thinking I stamped a word on the inside, but I did not. Okay. Thank goodness. Gosh. Make sure you hear that snap when you close those to keep them airtight. Another thing that helps them not dry out. Okay, let me hand cut out Joyous real quick. So I'm going to open my scissors real wide, make cut as long as I can before reopening. I'm right-handed, so I'm holding scissors in the right hand and paper in the left, and I'm turning the paper with my left hand instead of turning the scissors. This is all to get nice smooth cuts. I'm hand cutting around this word. It's cursive Joyous, and I'm just cutting around it as if it was die cut out, but there is no die. Whew. It's almost 11 o'clock here. That's also known as lunchtime around here. This video definitely would have been shorter if I'd pre-done that stuff. Here's our Joyous. All right, let's put it together. So let me attach this designer paper on the inside. And I'm going to go ahead and attach this white square on the inside. So where I stamped is going to be bottom right-hand corner. So on the left side, you'll just have a 16th inch sliver of the designer paper exposed. That's how you know you got it in the right spot. Then I will attach my gold wood grain joyful designer paper to this shaded spruce square. Then attach that to the front, which the front flap here is a square because of how we cut off the side there. Is it a square? It should be a square. I think it's a 4 1/4 inch square. So we have that part of the card. And then, I mean, what we do next, let me just attach this shaded spruce to this wild wheat so it's one thing. What we do next is kind of up us. We can build the wreath or put Noel on. I think I'll do Noel just because. Okay, so I'm putting Noel upside down on my silicone craft sheet. It's, again, gold foil. The Noel is. I'm just going to add adhesive. You don't have to cover the whole thing. It'll be fine. I'm going to lightly attach it here on this, with my card closed, on this right strip of designer paper. Lightly, so that if I have the letters too far apart, too close together, or any other weird placement, I can adjust it. So I'm placing them down but not pressing. I always think that I have the, yeah, I did have the N upside down. I was going to say I always think I have the N upside down, but I did. Those N's play tricks on me, those capital N's. Okay, so Noel on the right. The wreath, I'm going to add adhesive on the back, top, or each end, I should say, of each sprig I stamped. And then the back on the bottom part of each gold foil pine needles. And then again, I'm going to lightly place it on the project so that I can pick it up and shift it around if I want to. And also slide things under. So let me just form the circle here first. But I am going to slip stuff under, so don't press hard. Form this circle. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I will slip the gold sprigs under. If I can see. Oh, wait. I want this to go on top here. Under the end of each grouping there. Hopefully that makes sense. You just like make a little wreath. Don't stress about it being perfect, because we're going to disguise that section down there by putting a greeting and a bow. Okay, so we have that. Now, greeting dimensionals on Joyous. I love the mini Stampin' dimensionals. You can use regular ones, of course, but I love how the minis fit on everything and they work on big stuff, but also they have these really wide edges. So when you cut a section of the wide edges, you have like a strip. It's pretty cool. I'm just going to do that for dimensionals on Joyous. And put that on this garden green, shaded spruce, which is attached to a piece of wild wheat. And the dimensionals on that, the wild wheat part. And that's going to go kind of bottom right-ish of the bow, of the wreath. But let me tie a bow real quick with my large check. And since I already tied a bow on the video today, like, I'm not going to give instructions right now. But you can watch that section, of course, of the video to be able to see. Yeah, and I think this is where I want Joyous, so to be able to see how to make a bow. Anyway, I'm putting Joyous, again, bottom right-ish of the wreath. And then I'll put the bow on the top left corner of Joyous. And that's going to help disguise any imperfections. Maybe my whole wreath should be up to the left a little bit, but it's fine. It's fine. Feeling panicked because the video is so long. Oh, and then for this one, last but not least, I put a lot of the red festive pearls within the wreath. So let me do that, and then this card will be finished. So I have 4 here, but I did more than 4. Please always put your finger on top of the embellishment that you're trying to pick up with this take your pick tool so that it doesn't slide. I mean, you're not just pushing it all over the thing. It's actually holding still while you pick it up. Okay, I'm going to open this new Festive Pearls. Apparently, I really like the red ones. Apparently, I need to put my glasses on. Oh, that's the wrong end. No wonder. Thank goodness. I was like, dang. Okay. This is just how I open them, and I can slide that back inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I'll put 6 on this one. I think I have 5 on the other. I'm not sure. As long as you don't run out of Festive Pearls for your other cards, you'll be fine. Okay, so that is the last card I'm making on the video today. It's part of your Stampa stack. Nice little surprise there when you open it. Here is the original one I made. See how the wreath is a little more centered on this one, but it's literally because I was rushing and kind of panicking about how long my video is going. But that is the last card. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you. I'm trying to read Nancy. I was trying to see who said that. Nancy likes the last card best. Okay, so here are the 3 cards from today's video. And then there is one more card you will make with the class, which I think is really cool. This one, we did die cut something, but not the sprigs. On this one, you're die cutting out Noel, so stamp and then die cut. But just stamp the sprigs directly on the white cardstock. And there is Wink of Stella on these large berries. We have some Gold Dazzle designer paper in the background here. And I forgot to mention this background image that comes with this stamp set as well. It's just like a little background image. So that's stamped down there also. So that's your 4th card for the Stampa stack. You make 3 of each in the class. And yeah, that's it. So I hope y'all like it. Thank you, Pat. Love number 3. Thanks, Della. Thanks, Joyce. Thank you, Terry and Margie. Margie, you should come see us in person. Let me see. Tommy, thank you so much. All right, so don't forget over on my blog today, which it's already posted if I set it up right. Are the recipe cards for the 3 cards I made today. So your supply list and your your measurements and your supply list. And then separately, I also have listed the measurements, like pictures of each card and the measurements, as well as the supply list at the bottom of the blog post. Actually, it's not it's toward the bottom, and the bottom is my ordering special. So I have all those tools for you to use at stamптherapist.com. The post should already be up since my video is running late today. Don't forget, if you like any of the stuff you see today and you want to order it, you can take advantage of my online ordering special and get a packet to make these 4 cards sent to you free in December. $25 or more with the host code, 50 or more get you free ribbon. Landa, yes, Landa's like, I'll definitely be busy die cutting. I know. I even texted her as soon as I finished. Look at her emojis. I said, the cards aren't too bad this month, except you have to cut about 5,000 gold things, whatever we call those needles things. And she was like, of course, Landa's like, no problem. So anyway, thank y'all very much. Have a great day. I will see some of you Saturday at the team event. I hope everybody has good weather between now and then, just because how the weather's going here today in Texas. And hope your internet stays up. And I hope to see y'all next Thursday at 9 a.m. Central right here on the same deal. Have a good day. Bye. Thanks, Joyce. Bye.